Walking into our punch press department here, where it's what it is. Punch and press out the part, the form, the shape that you want. And once again, as I mentioned earlier in our tool room, you know, they have a certain gentleman there that will maintain all the punch and die sets, make sure everything's good. So let's take a walk around here, see what Mark is punching. Mark Jelinas, he's been with the company, I'm going to say 34 years. Currently here in Punch Press as a setup lead guy, basically controlling this whole area every day. And what are you punching today? Is that a case for a bridge case for an indicator assembly, I'm guessing?
196 outside case?
Yeah, outside case. Yep.
For the 196 indicator. So you're going to lubricate the material?
Yeah, I got to keep it wet somewhat because it's forming. It's taking this flat 15,000 stick coil, it's forming into a compound plate.
Okay.
And we're out back.
Just that quick?
Yeah. Get your hands in there. It's out like this.
That's going to be the body.
Outside, they call the outside case of the body for the 196 indicator.
All right.
And that's what we saw up in Tumblin, sitting in that little room.
Oh, it was this one here?
Yes, it was.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it's pretty neat how we're seeing parts at the different processes throughout the factory.
Absolutely.
I thought we had some in there that are partly assembled.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the laser area there.
The curtains.
He's adjusting the coil here. It was actually unwinding, so he's making an adjustment on the coil, the uncoiler here. And he's going to shoot it again so we can actually kind of see him getting punched and then shot out the back of the press here. One fell out of the box there. All right, good stuff. Part of the 196 manufacturing here. All right, so right here where they're stamping out the bodies, you can see more of the 98 levels. It looks like a 12-inch bodies.
Work being ready to move on to the next process, next department.
Right, okay.
Now we're going to be walking into our, there's a whole punch and die sets, right?
Yeah, different dies for different parts that you're going to make. So there's actually a nice big, this whole area is for punch press. There's a lot of machines in there, but we have so much to show you guys, so we gotta keep it moving if we can. Looks like you got some CNC stuff going on this side.
We do. So we got a Kitamura and a Conquest, and what we're doing over here is our Catalog 505 protractor, our machining cell. All aluminum material. They go ahead and profile the legs out, drill, tap the holes that are needed. Then they'll just come right over into this little assembly area where they go ahead and finish assembling it, putting on the dials, laser marking all the degrees, and doing a QC check at the flatness at the 90 degree and 45 degree angle, which we have Starrett True Stone Pink Granite, custom made 45 angle block as well to do the checks. So right here is some protractor legs that we were just talking about. We really don't have any being assembled right now, but these are just some here with a label. But what we do have going on over here is assembling some feeler gauge. So we have all of our leaves already set up for the different thicknesses.
You're assembling the whole gauge kit here. Oh, okay. There you go. There's the finished number 467 feeler gauge kit. There you go.
And there's that 200 thou thickness gauge that we've been seeing all day up in grind and everything. There it is finished. etched with the brand and the size.
Yep. Now, will they, I know there's another punch process that goes through right here. Will you guys do that here too as well?
Yeah, so we're,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Fillers and afterwards.
Okay. Yep, that's what goes in the end right there. All right.
yep, so part of the process. Yep, fill it first on the first side of it. Then she'll come back and go and put that filler in with the other stud post, so it's nice and secure.
All right.
Let's go see what Carol's doing. And it looks like Carol's assembling some thread pitch.
Thread pitch gauges?
Yes, into a gauge. Or it looks like what she's doing here, she's what we call stringing them. So she's putting a certain amount on, I'm gonna guess it's like 30 or 40, no, 50, 50.
There you go.
50 onto this little post you can see that's on. And actually what that's for is that's gonna go into our milling department, and that's how they hold these, and they will go ahead and mill in the teeth, depending on what pitch that is.
Yeah, okay. And we saw the mill earlier. They weren't running it, but I pointed out this is where they put in the stacks to mill the thread pitch across them.
And then once those are finished, they will come back over here for an assembly, depending on what that kit has for leaves.
And a beautiful work view. Look at the window and the river out here. Amazing.
There's the little kids across the street too. You can see playing.
Nice.
That makes the day.
It does. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
So here we're walking into our incoming inspection for castings and forgings. We do none of that on site here. We do buy locally. Castings and forgings all come from the United States. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and inspect them, make sure the quantity is there, all the characteristics are there, features, measurements, just like anything. Whenever you purchase something, you expect it to be what you expected to buy.
So we're going to get to see a lot of castings.
That's what we're gonna see, yeah.
Castings and forgings right here.
Castings and forgings. So here's some square stock. Here's a 4-inch cast square stock. That's gonna end up into a combination square.
These are the small ones. I can't remember the number on that, but
Yeah, catalog 11.
Those are forged.
Yeah, that one would be forged.
Yeah, there's your
you can
forged.
definitely see the difference between the forge and the cast.
Yeah, kind of the
color.
shinier. The forged is a little shinier.
More
And then you got
of a crisper gate. There you go. Here's a 98.4.
Okay, this is the raw casting for the 98 level right there before anything's done to it. These are for the calipers right here. I don't know, are these for the 120 possibly?
No, I'm thinking that's for the 123.
Okay.
The vernier.
Okay. Oh, vernier. Okay. There's your 4-inch levels right there. These look like your 6-inch level bodies right there. Yep.
Yes, sir.
6-inch
Yes,
base.
sir. Your turret protractor.
That's for the protractor.
Yeah, we just saw that up in the milling department, right, where we had that a nice milled finish there. Yep. That's how it comes in.
Very
We'll manufacture into a finished good.
There's some more of your squares right there. I think this is a tool maker square.
Yeah, I believe that's catalog 13. Yep. You have we'll machine it and have the blade coming out.
Yep. More level bodies. Lots of castings. These are some of the small tap wrenches right here.
Yep.
Look at these. Come back from heat treat.
Yep. So those come back from heat treat, and my guess would be they're going to go right to a tumble next, and assembled and hopefully out the door into somebody's hand that needs it.
I think these are for adjustable parallels, possibly. These look like.
Yep. Those will be our catalog 154. Yep.
Yep.
For our adjustable parallels, absolutely.
And we'll get to see a little bit more of this today as well. I believe they were running a little bit of the production on those.
This will hold that protractor in your combination square.
All right.
Some small adjustable parallels. That would be our 154A.
All right.
Yep, that would be our 154A. More turret protractors we saw. Here is our center heads.
Yep.
You cast and you forge, right? Because our combination squares, combination square sets, you can either get a forged steel or a cast iron. And the forged steel has that nice black gloss paint. And the cast iron has that nice while the cast iron has that black wrinkle paint. So that's how you can differentiate them.
Yeah, okay. There's some more of the...
Square stock.
Yep, these are your forged combination squares right here. Combination squares, material, it's going to be made into something.
I'm guessing that might be a V-block.
Yep, there's your adjustable parallels, lots of those. So let's keep going down the line and seeing what else we can find here. These are going to be bases for, is that for a height gauge?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
these guys right there, castings. These guys go with the 196.
Clamp. Yep.
Yeah, that's your clamp. That'll have a rod.
Thread it in. Yes, sir.
That's some more protractor bodies. Adjustable parallels. This is going to go in the protractor, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yep,
That's where
that's
the vials sit in there. Yep.
Yep. A bunch of them. These right here have been ground.
Yep.
They've been machined.
Yep. So my guess is that those are ready for heat treat.
Okay. There's some levels.
Yeah.
These are more like a carpenter style level here.
Yes. That's actually going to be a base plate that goes inside our 6M3 bench micrometer. That's 50 millionths accurate, 50 millionths reading.
Okay.
Direct reading off the mic head or comparative reading off the indicator. We'll see one of those tools.
All right. There's
Hook
some more
rules.
clamps.
Yep, clamps, your hook rules.
Oh yeah. So here's your there's
Baby.
your hook end that goes on the end of the rule of the scale. Look at that. A whole bunch of them. Indicator backs, the lug mount.
Lug on center.
These are going to be your clamps for the V-blocks.
Yes, sir.
So these are forged clamps right here, I'm assuming.
I believe so.
All right. Lots more parts. There's these are for your spring calipers right here.
Yes, sir. Yeah. We saw those up tumbling, yeah.
Or spring dividers, dividers. Yep, divider legs, there you go. More 98 levels. And the squares, those are your 12-inch down there. These are going to be, I know what that is.
Me too.
That's where it rotates on the end. There's part of a clamp there. The indicator goes on the end of this right there. So this is going to go on the end of the rod. Your indicator goes against that surface right there. Yeah. It's just always cool to be able to see how it starts.
It is, you know, things got to start somewhere, from something.
There's another clamp for a V-block. These are going to be levels, right?
Yes, correct. Yep. I believe there'll be 2 bubbles.
There's some more levels, some bigger ones there. Okay, more squares, center finders. So this is great, man. Just seeing all the castings here ready to go to machining.
So we have a Mazak machining center here where we do our square stocks and our center heads for our combination squares. Tombstones, and you're just going to see the pallet system and pretty high-tech machining going on here.
Yeah, so the combination squares, you're going to do the centering heads, the protractor heads, are they machined here as well?
Nope, just the center heads and the square stocks.
Okay, all right. They're not actually running right now, but we're going to get to walk around. We're going to be able to see the tombstone, see some of the square head setup, and see what it's like whenever they do the operation. This is a big machine, and I can tell you can load up those tombstones with a lot of parts to be machined. But let's go ahead and take a walk around so we can see it. Pallet Tech Manufacturing Cell. So you can see some of the tombstones right there, loaded up with some of the square heads ready to be machined. And we can actually come through here so we can get even a better look at this right here. I'm not sure, that's the, I'm sorry, that's the clamp. So they don't have square heads mounted on there yet.
These on.
Yeah. So this one's loaded. Looks like they're using the Chick brand of tombstone there to fixture them up. And you can see just how many pallet systems they have to be able to go through here and machine. This is pretty incredible operation. It's unfortunate that we didn't actually get to see them being machined right now, but you guys can kind of see the operation that's going to be used to machine the square heads.
This used to be a forging that we used to mill and put in about 20 different operations, but now we're just machining it right from stock.
Okay. By the way, I noticed they're doing some of the tap wrench bodies right here as well.
That's what's all tooled up if you want to look inside.
That's what's being run right here. Okay. So machining of the tap wrench bodies here, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Turning, threading, game tool up top. Live tools on the side here.
Yep.
2 live tools here. These are all static. And then you got a static tool there. Picks up from the sub spindle, finishes with it.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah,
So that's the tap wrench bodies that we just saw. It's more of their big CNC machinery here. Was it the 701? The 701 mic that they're running over here right now?
Yep.
Okay.
So that body used to be a forging that we do many multiple mill operations and grinding operations. Now we're just machining it right out of our bar stock.
Alrighty.
I should say round stock.
So, Morisiki. Let's just take a peek around since we're right here. They have some other machinery over here, some other CNC areas.
So what you are seeing over here and why it's a mess is this was our secondary screw machine op. So earlier on I talked about the Acme's, the Davenports, the Brown and Sharps that could only handle minimal operations. It would then come over here for a load, hand load feed on a CNC, Cobra or something, a Conquest, small little lathe, just to do multiple operations. But as we've invested and upgraded in the technology of the Nemours over the years, where we're capturing multiple operations, this department we are dismantling.
Okay. This is more of the Swiss machines here, right?
Yep,
okay.
more than Nemours.
All right.
Chip recycler.
What does that do?
Yep, so all of our chips, right, for the machines, we go ahead and put it in there, squeezes out all the oil.
Okay, yeah.
And then it gets dumped into a hopper out here right through that chute.
That's going to clean all the oil out of the chips there.
Yep.
And coolant.
And then we have somebody here that comes and gets all the chips. So here's another newly designed manufacturing cell here at Starrett in Athol, Mass. Is our catalog 154 adjustable parallels. So in the past, we'd have them machined and milled over here, then they'd have to go to heat treat, then they'd go over here for a grind, and then a lap and everything. So what we're doing now here on this robo drills, we're gonna go ahead and machine it all right here. Then we're gonna go ahead and do some grinding over there, and then we'll finish up some lapping here. And then we'll go ahead and finish assemble, which is what Tim is doing right now. Tim is assembling.
Assembling the adjustable parallels.
Yeah, and then he'll go ahead and do a QC check. So Tim, if you don't mind, we'll just watch it for a few minutes.
These again are some of my personal favorite Starrett tools is the adjustable parallels. I use them so many different times for measuring keyways or slot widths, getting into a hard to reach place that you can't measure. You kind of transfer that measurement out away from the slot so you can stick a caliper or a micrometer on it if you want to.
We are in our combination square department where we do some more machining. We saw the square stock, then it's going to head down on the Mazak. Now we're going to see the turret being machined. We'll see some assembly of the combination square sets up here. We have Mr. Jeff Nelson here. He's been a long-time employee of the company, knows this inside and out. Any specific questions, he's the gentleman to answer them for you.
Okay. So this is a machine. Is this a finished machine in this machine here?
Yeah.
This one? All right. You're turning the OD?
Turn the OD up.
Okay.
And we'll drill a hole through it, and we put a bolt and a ruler through it.
The graduations were done previously,
Yes.
right? So we didn't get a chance to see that. The slot there for the scale, that was done on a previous machine that we didn't.
And I got one right behind you on that blue towel. It's all drilled with a black.
This one here? Okay. This is a finished product of what it's going to look like, ready for assembly.
And those graduations, just for reference, that's done by a stamp. Stamp does all that.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's not a laser mark.
All right, cool.
That's a stamp. Little surface grinding of our center heads. You can see we got them loaded up on our chuck
Oh
here.
yeah, there you go.
Just gonna go ahead and grind the thickness to where we want it.
These are the finished off the surface grinder here?
I'm guessing these are ready to get loaded and those are finished.
Yeah, these are finished.
Oh, okay.
These are finished
Yep.
over there. You see his nice ground finish this gentleman did?
All right. Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
I was actually getting your freshly ground surface dirty.
That's okay. It's gonna get run through like 4 more machines anyways, it'll get cleaned up.
Alrighty. Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. These are what?
These are totally done, oiled up, ready to go on to the next machine.
Oh, okay.
So that's what they look like already.
Yep. All right, appreciate it. Those are some square heads that look like they need to be finished ground.
No, those ones are done on the side. We just need these surface done. These ones have been side grinded also.
Okay.
This gets done downstairs, these 3. So I'm only doing
You're
the
just
side.
doing the side.
Yep.
Okay.
So as you can see right here, yep, that's to guarantee the level accuracy. So the vial's already been assembled there. They'll go ahead and assemble the scriber that will sit right in there, right? So when you get where you want, you pull that scriber out to mark your line.
The tool that's often missing out of these guys.
Yes.
Some people don't even know what they are.
Right?
Yeah. So they're checking them here on the cast iron surface plate for the level.
Yes.
Okay.
Glue in the Starrett name tag.
And so this is the cast iron version right here. These are not the
Correct,
hardened.
black wrinkle, yes.
Yeah, black wrinkle cast iron. Bunch of them ready to put together. You got more square heads already built, ready to go.
Yeah, all our whip, all our work in process.
Some more of the protractor bodies.
This is a tester too.
These are finished.
So this, here's your forged.
All right.
Here's small ones.
Yep.
So it looks like they're doing some assembly right here. Actually, they're assembling the lock bolt for it. And here's some center heads where they've assembled the lock bolt. Right,
Okay.
so that, you know, your
Yep.
scale's gonna ride through there, and that's what's gonna secure it.
Yep.
Should have 2 ears on it to go into those 2 milled.
So these are going to be the parts here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. So this is going to be your clamp there that pulls the blade.
Yes.
This is what locks the blade down in place.
100%.
You got a spring, and then looks like a washer, and then of course the nut there as well, the lock nut.
What do you have?
Just doing combos.
Yep. Oh, perfect. She's assembling some combination squares right here.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Oh,
Just putting it all together, ready to box up, right?
puts in that lock
very
and bolt
nice.
we saw. Yeah, the scale. Thank you very much.
So much over here.
Fixturing here where they're going to do some drilling on these drill presses you were asking about.
Yeah. Okay.
The multi-drill, you can see there, the bushings there.
22C. I'm not familiar with that one or what this goes to. But they're going to set this up, and they'll be using one of the drill presses here for that.
Yeah, and you can see the fixturing in there with the bushings.
Oh yeah, okay. So
The right drills to
stick it
use.
in, and then you got your drill bushings there that guide the drill. I should have known what this was, but yeah. So this is going to be the part that goes to the drill point gauge that you slide on like a standard 6-inch scale right there. So that's that part. I didn't recognize it when I first saw it though, but that's what it is.
So in 2 days, I finally stumped you. So we're walking into the Starrett classroom here. This is a new adventure for us that we've heavily invested in, going back about probably 4 years. So what the intent or the goal here is to prepare the future machinists for American manufacturing, hopefully for Starrett, obviously. But what goes on here is we'll see some mechanical machinery further on, surface grinder at Bridgeport. We've already seen those in the tool room, but we've moved some down here. So a new employee would come here. They'd get trained up on the basic mechanical equipment first. They go ahead and graduate onto some new CNC HAWs, Swiss lathes that we've got here. And we also have a classroom where we've got some computer work there, and we'll actually teach them how to read drawing, blueprints, maybe even do a little coding for a little programming here and there. And once they quote unquote graduate from this area, they would go ahead and be deployed out into the factory in their machining job and start their career.
So can I ask you something?
Absolutely.
What if somebody came up to Starrett and said, hey, I would love to learn to be a machinist and work here? You will hire them and train them right here?
Yes.
And put them to work?
Yep. We'll start them right here, evaluate their skills, obviously, and if their skills are lacking, we'll train them down here until they can grow into that, and then they'd be deployed out into the factory to start their career as a machinist.
Yeah. So Starrett has opened up a lot of opportunity for anybody to come and work for them and learn to be a craftsman, a machinist.
It's a different world. We all know that. It's a different generation. We all understand that. They've been in manufacturing for many years, for a couple decades, so on and so forth. So the days of just coming in here and sitting behind somebody and watching them do their job, that person has done their job for 40, 50 years, I'm going to sit behind them and get trained and just watch what they do. For the most part, that training mentality is gone. It just doesn't work with the newer generation. So we do more one-on-one personal to really give them that intimate training and knowledge, so they can be a good machinist.
Awesome. Well, let's check out your learning center here. Is this some parts that they have been machining here?
Yep, it's just some vices, work holding fixturing, so on and so forth, that they'll go ahead and just machine right here to hold their work, to go ahead and...
So they've got the Haas VF2 SS here. This is a cool machine. I actually did a little training using this same model of machine whenever I was doing some of my CNC training. I got the Bridgeport CNC over there on that side. And then the Haas ST20 lathe. Is this what's being machined?
Yep, so yes.
Okay.
Adam, that's actually going to be a body for our last word indicator.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even see that. I didn't recognize it.
But it does look like a punch, but yeah, I just looked at the drawing. That's what that's going to be.
See the view they have out here? Look at the river. All right, so I think you want to step in and mention about your classroom here.
Yeah, so one program we've had for a handful of years now is called PMI, Precision Measuring Instruments, Train the Trainer, where we're in partnership with Snap-on and NC3. And what it is, it's a toolkit of your basic measuring hand tools, 200 tools, 20 of each type. And it comes with a curriculum on how to use the mics, how to maintain the tools, how to inspect the tools. And basically what it is a tech school, a college, or even a factory, a machine shop would go ahead and buy that kit with the curriculum. They'd have one person or two people, whatever they so choose, that would know the curriculum inside and out, know how to use the tools, and then they would take all of that and train their people. So we would train their trainer. It's been a really successful program. Going back to our internal training here at Starrett for the new employee that wants to learn how to become a machinist, that we've just walked through the class. This whole area is called the classroom, but now we're going to the physical, the actual, the real classroom here, where they would learn how to use tools, how to care for their tools, like I said, how to do some drawing and some coding, and you'll see a big wooden micrometer in here that we do use to teach them how to read a mic.
So the classroom. And right out front and center is their very cool 0 to 1 inch mic. I'm gonna hand this over to Abby. This is such a cool piece right here. So you guys use this for training purposes, right?
Yes.
It's just a nice large scale model that a teacher can come up here to the students and teach them how a micrometer operates and how you read it. So
Absolutely.
It's just like an exact copy of a 0 to 1 inch mic in a much larger form. So.
Yep, and apart from teaching them how to do the math and read the graduations, I can also teach them characteristics of the micrometer. There's your spindle, there's your anvil, here's your frame, here's your lock nut, there's your inside shell, there's your outside shell, there's your 30 pitch knurl, and there's your ratchet speeder for smooth movement. So yeah, teach them what a micrometer is, but more importantly, as Adam said, how to read a mic.
This is A-bomb sized.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It's such a cool piece. Gotta love that.
So when we were talking about Train the Trainer, our partnership with Snap-on and NC3, here is that kit that we use in-house here as well. So you see this drawer would be filled with a 0 to 6 inch dial caliper.
Let's see. Yep, just pull it to the left there.
Here we go. We got some feeler gauge here, thread pitch gauge here, another thread pitch gauge right there. So this is a depth gauge right here. I believe that's our 237 depth gauge there with a steel roof to get your depth. So yeah, you're gonna learn your basic measuring and how to care and maintain your tools.
Yep.
So we use this Train the Trainer for ourselves as well.
Here's your combination squares, center finder, protractor, and
Another
then
protractor.
Yep, the other protractor. These are the rules right here. Looks
Correct.
like.
Yes.
Yep. There's your rules. So whenever if one was to purchase this, this is what they get, right? This entire kit.
Along with the curriculum.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Very cool. So there's your micrometers.
Looks like
0
0
to
1 to 2.
Yep. Go down the line. Got some depth mics there. Dial indicators.
Right here. Our
Yeah.
classic 25411J.
Small hole
Hole
gauges.
Yep. And all these tools you see here are all made right here in Athol, Massachusetts, where we are.
Absolutely.
Started at 1880, expanded to 3,000 precision measuring hand tools.
I just want to pull this out and say what a beautiful job they do on like the telescope gauges. I just recently received my new set of Starrett telescope gauges. The knurling on them is so beautiful and crisp. The outside is polished, absolutely beautiful, and they make them right here in Athol. All right, we got one more drawer with tools. Oh yeah, there's your indicator bases right there, and then dial bore gauges as well. I can't say enough about how amazing the opportunity was to be able to come here to Athol, Massachusetts, to the LS Starrett Company and be given this factory tour and see where all of these tools are made, see where the business was born and the history involved in all of these buildings that are around us. It's simply mind-blowing. You know, they have, let's just say 550,000 square foot there of space that they have built to utilize to build their tools here. There really is a lot of history in this building, and as Tim was walking us through to all of the different areas, you know, you have some areas such as like the upper floor. I think it was the fourth floor, the third floor. I can't remember. I'm sorry. Some of those areas are now used for, like, you know, some storage of some of the equipment or whatever. You know, they used to have literally thousands of people working here at one time, and now they're down to about 600 employees, maybe just under that. So they're not having to use quite as much space, but, you know, just being able to walk through there and see that and say, oh yeah, this is where the tool department used to be. This is where the mics used to be right here, you know, and they've kind of consolidated. A lot of the heart of the manufacturing now is across the street into the newer buildings over there, where a lot of like the Swiss machines were, where we saw the indicators and the calipers and a lot of that manufacturing going on. But it truly is special to come here and see all of the tools that are being made here at Starrett in Athol. They make about 90% of their tools right here in this plant here in Athol, Massachusetts. And although we didn't get to see all of those tools, because they build, I think it was around 2,800 tools that they build now. And they're not building 2,800 tools at one time. They have to kind of, you know, do it in batches, and that's what we saw. So we got lucky and we got to see a bunch of the levels being made, the square heads being made, and various other tools that were being made, the V-blocks and micrometers, inside mics. We got to see a lot of that. And being a machinist for 25 years now and using micrometers, you know, I never knew the exact processes that it took to build a micrometer, to build one, you know, to inspect it, the lapping of the faces, all those processes I've never been involved with because I've always just been the end user, using mics and using those precision tools to do my job. So seeing the factory and how they build them and how they produce them, all the way to the final quality control, inspection, wrapping them up, getting ready to ship them out, it really has been truly special. Talking about mics, I did want to mention that I believe we touched on this earlier in the video. If we didn't, I'm sorry, but I brought my granddad's 436 mic here. This is the 2 to 3 inch mic. This is the mic that I still use all the time. I keep it in my home shop, and I've been using this mic for 25 years. I don't know how old this mic is. I don't know how long ago Granddad bought this and started using it. It's got his initials in it right there, JAB. All right, but this is still a mic that's good and used. Brought it up here, and it was truly special being able to pull this out of my pocket and show the president, Doug Starrett, this mic. He had it in his hand, and he was, you know, moving it and inspecting it, and he thought it was really special that he got to see this mic for himself and have it in his hand and see just how nice it did work. So while it was here, Tim went ahead and polished the spindle there.
Take some red paper, some 500J red paper. Yeah. Just gonna polish that away. Clean up the inside. Starrett 1620, tool and instrument oil. Still have my marketing still in me. Just letting the oil droop down into the threads. So a ratchet should carry it, right? We should never hear a click. And I should be able to go back and forth smoothness in both directions. And then right about at the 750 mark, I'm going to check for back shake, make sure there's no slop, so we have good thread engagement for true accuracy. Thing is freaking solid.
Good.
Now I'm going to go about ½ inch mark. I'm going to check for in and out shake, same concept. I'm going to bring it all the way down, and I'm going to check for front shake. No play there. You can see a little oils oozing out. And my philosophy is, I'd like to have a clean tool. I don't want oil oozing out.
Yep.
But then again, you can never have enough oil on the inside of the threads. Before, the ratchet wasn't carrying it. Now it's, you can,
Now it's working like it should.
smooth as, yep. And what we'll do is we will check for square and measure when we're across the street.
Okay.
Because I just don't have the tooling up here. Lock nut still works. Unlock it. There you go, sir.
So they're just giving Granddad's 2 to 3 436 mic the spa treatment here at the Starrett Company. Craftsman did a great job building this mic whenever it was built a long time ago. Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
And when we were in the mic department, we left this with them so that they could just simply inspect it to make sure that it was still within tolerance, and it still was. They didn't have to do anything to this mic. It was right there. I've adjusted it a couple of times in my period, and it was still spot on. So it actually moves just a little bit better because Tim taking it apart, polishing it, and then properly oiling the threads there. So now it actually works even better than it did before I brought it up there. But I thought it was really special to be able to bring this micrometer that my granddad bought, used this whole, career, and then my dad used it, and then I used it, bringing it back to where this mic was built. It was built right here in one of these buildings right here is where this mic was built. I thought that was really special. So I was happy to be able to bring this and share it, and I thought it was extra special that Doug Starrett got to actually hold this mic and look at it for himself, and he enjoyed that too. But I just want to kind of go ahead and wrap this up and close out the video and give a very special thanks to not only Doug Starrett, but the entire Starrett team here. This really is like a family in this place. I can't say enough about this is a really family-oriented group of people here. Everybody has been very nice. the folks that we didn't even get to talk to, that we walked by, they would wave and smile, and we would say hello. They all work together as a family here, and they're carrying on that tradition from Starrett, So we had a great time. We saw a lot of great stuff. We've walked a lot, and we were told that we probably saw 75% of the factory here. There's a lot of places that little other areas, nooks and crannies that we didn't get to see, but we did get to see a lot of stuff here. But thank you very much, Starrett, for working with me, inviting us up here to be able to tour the factory and bringing the camera so that we can share this journey with all of our viewers out there. There's a lot of people that watch this channel that have the same love and passion for Starrett tools that they've used throughout their career, and being able to show where those tools were made right here in the factory in Athol was truly special. So we've had a great time here. This is a beautiful area. This was my very first time to the New England area, and I really enjoyed it. I'm glad that it was a place as special as this at the LS Starrett Company. So we really enjoyed it. Thank you again, Starrett. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's time to wrap this up, and we are going to head back down south to Florida, and we will see you again very soon.